Hi everyone, it's Danielle with Northlawn Flower Farms. Today I want to share with you how to make a dried flower pumpkin. And it's really such a fun and easy project to do. You can do it with your kids, you can gather with the family and do these. And all you really need is a pumpkin, a bag of moss, snips or scissors, and a glue gun, and then whatever kind of dried flowers that bring you joy. So let me just show you the flowers that I'm using today in case you want to do something similar. So I've dried here limelight hydrangea as it starts to turn its antique fall color. I've also got some autumn joy sedum. I've got some love and a mist pod, some feverfew. And of course, how could we do anything with dried flowers without using straw flowers? And the thing is, I'm even doing a tiered pumpkin here. It really hardly took any dried flowers at all, because take for instance this limelight hydrangea head. We're really actually going to be pulling all these things into really tiny pieces and then gluing and inserting them. So at the end of the day, I probably have only used probably 3 limelight heads, a handful of this, a handful of that, and you can really create a fun and beautiful pumpkin for your fall decorating. So let's go ahead and make this dried flower pumpkin together. So to start this project, we're going to gather up our moss and we're going to create basically a little nest for all our flowers to nest in. So we'll go ahead and we'll glue that nest of moss onto the top of the pumpkin, and we'll make sure it's just nice and secure on there, because it's what's going to hold all our dried flowers into this arrangement. I like to prep my dried flowers in advance, so I've cut all their stems down to about 3 inches long, and I found that's a nice length for sticking them into the moss. And for this arrangement, I'm going for a symmetrical design, a domed appearance, and I want it to basically look the same from every side. So I'm going to be very repetitive in what I do. But of course, please do it however you like. This is all just about having fun and a good time there with some things we grew in the garden. I'm always shocked with how good feverfew dries. It really adds a nice vintage touch. Almost reminds me of something you would have seen in Victorian times. And of course, next year, I'll have to grow at least 10,000 more straw flowers. So you see, there's really not too much to this project. It's really just placing things where you like, just having fun with flowers. So we're done with our first pumpkin, and we could certainly stop there if we wanted, but I want to try out this tiered effect. So I've got my second pumpkin, and for both of these pumpkins I did cut off the stems, or at least cut them down very low, just so they sit together better. And now I'm going to be gluing some moss in between them. Once again, I'm just creating a frog to which my dried flowers can adhere to. And so now that I have my frog in place, I can just go ahead and decorate with dried flowers. Well guys, it's all done and I think it really looks beautiful. It was really so much fun to make. And you know, the great thing about something like this is since we didn't use a ton of hot glue securing these things into place, almost every single one of these flowers I can pop out a month, 2 months from now and use them over again. I'll just snip off that glue end. And as far as displaying this, ideally we would display it in the home where it's going to be safe and dry. But if you did want to go ahead and display it on your porch, you can feel free to do that. Just make sure to put it in a spot that's nice and sheltered. We really don't want something like this to receive any wetness at all. That's really going to decrease the life of the project significantly. But I hope it was a fun time here in my garden. And you know, don't feel like you have to make 2 tiers. Maybe you want to do just a small little pumpkin with your kids. It's the same principle. Maybe you want to do a ginormous tiered arrangement, a real statement piece in your garden or on your porch. I sure would love to see that if you do. But I just hope it brought a little bit of joy to your day and maybe gave you some ideas for fall decorating with florals, dried florals that is. Well, until next time, happy gardening. Bye!